start my reading practice from the book 10x is easier than 2x by Dan Sullivan. So now I will start from here. Become a 10x performer. Free days, focus days, buffer days. Here I am. Most people don't have boundaries in their time system. The majority of entrepreneurs have the attitude that any one of the 365 days in a year can be a work day if there is an opportunity. These mindsets practically guarantee that work is always going to be favored over anything in their lives and everyone in their lives. But when you structure your time according to the entrepreneurial time system of free focus and buffer days, you have the freedom to make and carry out all your commitments, personal and professional. In his 20s, Dan was an actor working in the entertainment business. He learned that the actors and entertainers designated a different type of task to complete each day. For example, on performance days, entertainers gave 100% energy and effort into their performance, such as acting in a play, shooting the scenes of a movie, or as an athlete playing the actual game. Every aspect of the entertainer's work and time was to give increasingly valuable performances that people would pay for. The actual length of a particular performance was not very long, maybe 3 4 hours max, such as a football game, connect concert, or filming day. As the performer develops increasingly rare levels of mastery in their craft, they are paid exponentially higher and higher amounts of money for their performances. Payment is for unique value and performance, i.e., leverage, not time and effort. Dan found that there are fundamentally three different type of days for entertainers which enable them to create higher and higher valued performances: performance days, practice or rehearsal days, and rejuvenation days. On practice or rehearsal days, the entertainers practice and hone their performances so that they can give increasingly valuable performances when the spotlight turns on. We talking about practice. The NBA star Allen Iverson once asked in frustration to reporter who questioned his continual absence at team practices. Yes, Allen, we talking about practice. Those who take full advantage of their preparation days experience dramatic rise in results on their performance days, while those who don't practice plummet in their performances. Consider the difference between two NBA stars, Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic and Los Angeles Lakers center Anthony Davis. During the 219 During the 2019-2020 season, both players were ranked among the top 10 players of the entire NBA. That season, the Nuggets played the Lakers in the playoffs and Davis totally outclassed Jokic. The Lakers dominated the Nuggets and went on to win the championship that year. Davis seemed to be ascending to new peaks in his abilities. Yet, just 2 years later, it's mind bending how much better Jokic had become, and similarly, how mind blowing how much worse Davis has had become. Jokic developed several sides of his game he previously didn't have, such as his improved shooting ability and defense. He went from already being one of the best players in the world to making a quantum leap to another stratosphere of performance, showing that no matter how great you already are, there are several more levels you could go if you apply the 10x process. Davis obviously has been caught up in the 80% and became 2x. After winning the championship, it is as though he stopped having a 10x future to stretch him. He stopped applying the power of Caro's performance time, wherein he leveraged more practice and performance days and embraced his rejuvenation or recovery days. He was plagued by injuries and a lack of motivation. His Chronos time is speeding up because his Kairos progress is slowing down. When you are not making big progress, time speeds up for you. The years pass by and you are not really going anywhere. Conversely, when you are transforming and making huge progress, your time dilates and slows down. You advance and transform more in a year than is normal for a decade. In Kairos time, you are operating with different rules than those in Chronos time. It's not even comparable. As a performer, if you utilize your practice and rejuvenation days, your performance days will take on increasingly rare quality and value. Your qualitative time will translate to qualitative unique ability and performance. As a result, you will continually 10x your freedom of time, money, relationship, and purpose. The final type of a day for an The final type of day for an entertainer is rejuvenation days, where the entertainer takes a break to rest and recover. The definition of the word rejuvenation is to make young or youthful again, to give new vigor to. Rejuvenation is about making yourself, your enthusiasm, your excitement, and your ambitions young again. When new entrepreneurs join Strategy Coach, most are operating on the industrial or 9 to 5 model of time, where they are busy but not productive. They are overly aware of everything going on in their business and overly managing their team. They are in a Chronos time and they are not making massive progress. They are 2x at best. They are focused on linear time and effort. They are not continually freeing themselves up to hone their vision, creativity, and results. Dan helps his entrepreneurs shift to a qualitative and non-linear model of time, where they are focused on creating increasingly powerful results with less time and effort, more Kairos time. In order to create 10x non-linear results, these entrepreneurs need to transform themselves. To help them to do that, Dan encourages them to upgrade and segment their time like a world-class entertainer would, where they are continually optimizing around higher and higher performances. The objective is to get increasingly larger checks for the same amount of work. An entrepreneur may be making $500 per day when they are focused and performing, but over time they can jump to $5,000 per day, then $50,000, and even $5 lakh dollars plus. Just think about yourself. Have you 10x the value and price of your best performances, even if the amount of time working technically didn't change? If you want to 10x the quality and value of your performance, you will need to transform how you approach your time. 19th century factory worker and Chronos time won't do. Being busy isn't how you become world class. You have got to approach time qualitatively and non-linearly, where you are increasingly freeing yourself up to transform yourself, your perspectives, your vision, your insights, and your relationships. Dan has reframed the three entertainer days to the following: free days, rejuvenation days, focus days, performance days, buffer days, organization and preparation days. Free days part 1. Make recovery your first priority. At the beginning of every calendar year, BAPS fills in all the free days, 180 days on Dan's calendar before anything else. Those are non-negotiable. Nothing gets in the way of that. The more successful you become, the more recovery takes the front seat to everything else. Research shows that recovery is essential for flow and increased high performance. For example, LeBron James is notorious for the investment he has put into his body. Millions of dollars annually, which has enabled him to play at an elite level for longer than any basketball player in history. He is also known for sleeping at minimum 8 to 10 hours per day and often upward of 12 hours per day. Tim Ferriss once interviewed LeBron James and Mike Mancias, LeBron's long-time over 15 years athletic trainer and recovery specialist. The first question Tim asked in the interview is speaking to both LeBron and Mike, but ultimately directed at Mike, focused on recovery. Mike, I would love to dig into recovery and injury prevention. LeBron, you are a bit of a unicorn in the sense that you have played more than, as I understand it, 50,000 minutes in your career. Most hit a wall and deteriorate after 40,000. So you are defying all the predictions of player decline. So, Mike, maybe you can give us a window into some of that. Could you walk us through some of the tools of the trade and the approaches that you use to help with recovery in between games? Mike replied, I think with any elite athlete, the one thing that we all as trainers and therapists have to keep in mind is that recovery never ends. Recovery never stops. If LeBron plays 40 minutes one night, if he plays 28 minutes one night, we are still going to keep recovery as our number one focus, whether that be in nutrition, whether that be in hydration, more flexibility exercises, stuff in the weight room. It's a never ending process, really. And I think that's the approach that we must take in order for us to be successful and provide longevity for these guys. Recovery is crucial for being fresh, operating at your best, as well as career and life longevity. There is now an entire subsection of occupational psychology growing around the importance of work recovery called psychological detachment from work. True psychological detachment occurs when you completely refrain from work related activities as well as obsessive thoughts during non work time. Research has found that people who psychologically detach from work experience less work related fatigue and procrastination, increased physical health, and increased engagement, vigor, dedication, and flow at work, especially during highly demanding times. Greater martial satisfaction even with a heavy workload, increased overall quality of life, greater mental health. If you are never fully unplugged, you are also never in the zone. Your ability to turn 100% on and work in a flow state is in equal proportion to your ability to turn 100% off and fully release and let go. Focus is contraction, recovery is expansion. To achieve flow and higher performance, you want to engage in active recovery activities that also generate flow. For instance, LeBron's recovery is not just sitting on the couch, although I am sure he does a lot of that as well. Massage, compression, hot tubs, sauna, cold plunges, and other forms of therapy. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you want 10x better flow and performance and work, you will want 10x better and more ret- restorative recovery. 10x is about quality more than quantity. Quality is all in all things. Your standards in all important. I 10x things evolve. The nutrition and food in your body, the quality of your sleep and environment, the quality of your recovery, the quality of your experiences, including peak and novel experiences that are purely for fun and connection. The ultimate form of healing and therapy is healthy and close relationships, creating more meaningful and playful connections with those who are most important to you. Given that my work is mostly mental and relational, reading books, having conversations and writing physical activity such as heavy weight training and even long walks are amazing active recovery for me. Not only does it give my mind a rest, but increasingly my fitness increases the blood flow to my brain. The quality of my work always increases after active recovery. Thank you. That's it for the day.